All right, man. What's goody? Hey, man, we're back. Shout outs to everybody, man. I've been blessed enough to slowly be gaining, and I do mean slowly, be gaining some momentum with this thing, man, and some folks are just rocking with me. So I salute. Shout outs to each and every one of you all. Really grateful, man, for the support. Grateful for the interest, man. Just trying to share. With like minds, man, about this like wonderful art form, man, called battle rap, and just hip hop fans and fans of lyricism and things like that. So really grateful to each and every one of you all, man. Keep rocking with me, man. We're gonna what I mean, try to get you all the most objective, I feel like, kind of critique and take and perspective on things. I mean, I'm not always gonna do the best job with that because sometimes I'm just gonna be biased like the next person. I'm gonna feel how I feel, but still want to try to at least give you all a perspective that is supported, with with some evidence of sorts, and you can take it and chop it up for yourself or whatever. But anyway, let's get to it, man. So we had Born Legacy 7. It went down Saturday in Tampa, Florida. So they didn't stream this card. All right, it was a good card. I failed to get my predictions out, so I'm probably just gonna do recaps. But they URL, first of all, they're cooking. Just amazing with the way they've kind of reestablished themselves. I don't believe it's any question as to what is the premier in the top league. It looked like, because of the Verb and Mook battle, it looked like, okay, because RBE landed that maybe they were trying to make a move to establish themselves and to really put themselves in the conversation. However, man, they've really slowed up. Maybe they got some things in the pipeline, but URL is really full steam ahead, and they're not letting up at all. So there was a pledge and a promise to at least release the John versus Geechi Gotti battle on the app. So shout outs to all the app subscribers out there, man. If you don't have it, get the app, man. It's good. I mean, that's a whole nother blog to really break down the pros and cons, in my opinion, as far as the app is concerned. But I think the app is a good thing. It's a great thing. It's a good thing to continue to support battle rap. The more people support it, the more growth that we'll be able to witness and benefit from. Right. So yeah. So they released it on the app. When I heard about this battle, I'm like, it's kind of weird. And John's one of them people. John, honestly, he's like the San Antonio Spurs. You know what I mean? Like, when the gang was all there, Papo, Parker, Duncan, Ginobili, nothing, really flashy about them, but very sound fundamentally. And you know what? They got the job done. Great era, a dynasty without question. John is like that. He's not, to me, he doesn't always say the craziest stuff, but he's consistent. He is original. Well, that's a bit of an oxymoron, right? John being original when he's always trying to steal and flip somebody else's stuff. But he's made that an intentional thing, right? So, whatever. Hate it or love it. So, I mean, I rock with Geechi heavy. I did have him losing the surf, but it wasn't like he died. It was just an edge. That's a phenomenal battle. A lot of y'all probably feel differently, and I totally understand that. So, going into this battle, and let's keep in mind that there's some murmurs, circulating throughout the battle rap community in general, that maybe Geechi's battling too much. I don't know. You can't say someone's necessarily doing something too much when the quality and the level has yet to drop. Until you see someone decline in some way, then yeah, maybe you can make that, that kind of argument that, okay, they need to rest up. You know what I'm saying? They looking a little winded out here. So, we haven't seen that from Geechi, though, man. I mean, hey, 3 complete rounds every time, solid, all that good stuff, man. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, I wanted to see just because it's Geechi, and I knew just from, what promotion and things like that he had been doing, and from the trailer, yeah. I knew he wanted to talk to John John. I knew he wanted to talk to John John. He clearly felt kind of strongly, from a battle perspective that, John John, look, get out of here. Get out of here. This cat ain't nothing special. It's not that he does anything, spectacular. So I'm like, okay, let's see what it's talking about. But I guess on the day of, by the time we got to the day of the card, I did want to see the battle, and so I was pretty excited, gassed up to realize that Sunday morning, boom, it's there. So I wanted to take my time, man. I want to start doing this a little more when I have the time to go through these rounds with y'all, and just to kind of further validate my position as to why I'm gonna tell you who I feel like won. So first round, Geechi goes first. So he starts out with the domestic violence angle. Now, John John, he's had some issues, unfortunately. I believe he was cleared of the charges, but it was also the reason there was the controversy with Summer Madness. All right, the Summer Madness over in the UK. Shout outs to the UK. Yeah, so there were like rumors that allegedly, and I hate to even. Well, I'm not gonna be a hater. Piper Boy had broke that John John wasn't going to make the flight. URL wasn't, keeping it 100. But John John was there. We all know it was the battle between him and Hollow. We all know, he made the flight and everything like that. But that was the reason why the domestic violence issues, him getting caught up, with the system and all of that, having been arrested and all of that. That was the reason why, Geechi takes this angle. That's also the reason why, there was concern that he wasn't going to make it. So anyway. So he starts out there, and he with the domestic violence thing, he has a bar where he says he intentionally, to me, it's like he was intentionally reaching, but he breaks apart the word domestic, dome, stick. So kind of a bit of a reach, but he did it intentionally. Goes on, has a grip on a pussy like the old Trump bar. I thought that was kind of dope. Geechi has the catchphrase "use a bitch," so he brings that in later. Normally starts it out with it, but he put it in a bar saying the chick that he allegedly placed hands on ate the punch or whatever. Ate it and said "use a bitch." So kind of just fronting on him like, "Yo, you hit like a bitch," whatever. You know what I'm saying? So thought that was dope. He delivered it way better than the way I'm trying to present it. So you all have to see it. I think you all will love it. If you threw my chain in the crowd, you going with it. Fire, fire, fire. Geechi. One thing I love about him is his delivery. And his conviction is just, it's super dope. It really sells the bars and all of that. Because when you look at it on paper, it's still dope. But of course, we all know there's the component of delivery, and that makes a world of difference with how bars land. It's picky. But it's the truth. I hate to admit it myself because I'm a pen guy first and foremost. So for me, it's all about the content, and then delivery and all those other things, those stylistic things or whatever, and preferential things, that comes later. But it matters, and you can see the difference and distinction with the top tiers. So anyway, Geechi took the disrespect, a little bit of disrespectful angle. Talking about basically it was the punch was find your baby next to a Tech 9, but he was talking about I don't know, was shooting his daughter and then leaving it there, and so hence the whole punch and double entendre. Find your baby next to a Tech 9. Crazy. Had no, he fucked like he came back cheesing. No, he's fucking like he came back cheesing. It had a good setup with it too. We all know about that. Did you get lucky? You know what I'm saying? Sorry, ladies. Not trying to be chauvinistic, but I'm just saying that's where that comes from. Chest shot gave him a new drip. Sorry guys, air fryer. Forgive me for that. Yeah, come on. Okay, cool. Let's see here. There was a catch it on cam. Something like, I don't know, something like get shot, brain brains all over the screen, and so that way you won't have to catch it on cam or something like that. Tight, he'll find himself in a tight box, like the first cat Jazz let fuck, because shout outs to Jazz the rapper, but that was the running thing. It was well known that she had yet to have lost her virginity. So Cat's been punching with the Jazz, and they were punching before she lost her virginity. They've been punching ever since she's lost it. So shout outs to her for being a good sport. Uh, have the 50 popping like when Wankster just dropped. Cool. We all remember, 50 Cent first, came on the scene, had the single Wankster was blazing hot in the streets. That was a crazy time. That was kind of like that was like a hurricane or tornado in one. I'm gonna break that down on another blog because I want to kind of provide some perspective on where we're at now with hip hop within the industry, and just some things that I feel like have shaped what we see now, what we're hearing now, and just how artists are moving out here and things like that. Uh, Disguise it as all a rap. I think just talking about John just kind of having the persona like he's a street dude, but not really, just all in the raps. And he had a nasty John Doe bar. Um, said the said the victim was the said the victim was nameless. Um, Something like, but it still looked like John Doe or something. I don't know. It was something like it was dope. It was dope. So that's Geechi's first round. Okay, super dope. Um, let's see. John comes out. He has the Crip wheelchair bar. Um, act I laid down. How many acts I laid down. It's kind of a he's punching on accolade and act I laid down. Another act I laid down, referring to the newcomers that he's body like Mr. Wavy, of course, Jack Boy. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying, here we go again. I'm gonna have to body another one. Streak started by Tech Nine. It's gonna end by one because Geechee started heating up when Tech Nine went on record to say he was like his favorite. And when they started going back and forth, no. My apologies. Twerk was Tech Nine's favorite. But it was around that time that no, Tech Nine had criticism for Geechee. That's what it was. So that started their tiff, and that led to them, eventually battling. Which, ooh, Geechee did that boy something awful. But RIP to Tech Nine. Let's see. Head still in the clouds. Bow. Now you can really be the reigning champ. Flip on reigning champ. He was Geechee's champion of the year last year and all that. Geechee got bundles. I got a bald head. Business is booming. Flip. If you know what I'm saying, basically. You got bundles. I might need some hair. Got a bald head. Business is booming. Dope. But of course, bald head as in bullet too. Had a mash bar chop with the chopper opening with the chopper. The funny thing about the mash bar is, I just heard a mash bar from one of the ladies. Shout outs to Queen of the Ring, and it escapes me right now. I do apologize. I might have to make a note of that and tell y'all. But I've heard a mash bar recently, and it was slicker than what John did. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just saying it was a better bar, but it was still cool. Geechee got bundles, but couldn't weave the extensions that that couldn't weave the extension that got him out of here because Geechee's been shot before. So that's what he was saying with that. Couldn't weave that. Give you what I owe Surf and Show. They should have told Bay to watch his mouth. Super Baywatch bar flip. You know what I'm saying? what I surfing show because bay watching was about, they were surfing, lifeguards, all that cool. Bring me Compton, bang your set. Bring me Compton, Crip. Bang your set, because bang your set, Compton, Crip. Cool, dope. I like what John John was doing in this first round, man. Left so many holes. They made you. They made you no left so many holes. Sorry, guys. Left so many holes. They made a bayonet. They made bayonet. So Geechi in his hood, street in the set, whatever, he's known as Baylo. So made bayonet. So many holes in that, cool, dope. And then of course bayonet is on the end of the old rifles, whatever. Had some coffee bars. I can take it sweet and low as long as making coffee cream an option. Super dope, super dope. What I was saying as I was looking at that was, man, coffee, man. Anytime Geechi battles, they gonna punch on her, definitely. And every coffee bar I've heard hits. All right, every time it's I swear to goodness. Shout outs to Coffee, doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? She's dope. Really has had some good battles lately. Gotta start showing the women some more love, man. So I'm gonna get into that too, so y'all can know that these women are fire too. Come to your set tripping and put blood on that blue flag, though. Set tripping, blood, So still another double entendre, man. John was cooking, low key. He had a nut scheme because Geechi's from Nutty Block, you know what I'm saying? That's his set. So cash, even if I mac a dang, and then he had a and then he punched with a scheme with a pistachio reference too. Puss stash. I tried to get it, you know what I'm saying, and try to keep it moving. So I didn't get that entirely. But yeah, so that's the first round. Good rounds either way. I don't know. I definitely feel like Geechi edged the first round, but that was a fire round from John John. That was a tough one. Second round opens up. Geechi rebuttals with the stealing angle. John John had like a Loke, how that's kind of gay. But he was like, Serp's already said that, so he's rebuttaling the fact that John John's mentioning stuff that he just got finished battling someone else who mentioned the same thing. So he goes on. He has a Johnny Bravo bar, because he hit him with it was a performance kind of setup, talking about some, way to go, Johnny, you know what I'm saying. And then he was like, y'all ain't notice how I told Johnny I told Johnny Bravo, then let it clap on him. Fire. Still around. John had a whole still around flip battles ago. I think for Reed Dollars. Like, so he was like, I already said that, but it was still cool. Headshot, bow. Now he ain't got a multiple choice. That was good. Bought a bulldog to a vet. My dog's sick. Cool. See how the chopper was stuttering. Now this was tough. See how the chopper was stuttering on the stand like Corey Wise. That's a Central Park 5 bar. If you've seen that, it's a tough movie to watch. Very emotionally invoking. May even anger you. It did a number on me. But yeah, so one of the 5 gentlemen, the one that was the oldest, he was also the smallest. He had a speech impediment, and so that's kind of how they tanked them with his confession, which was, of course, it wasn't a voluntary confession. They were very much coerced, awful. But anyway, so that was kind of like, dang, that's tough. But it's battle rap, and they're gonna take it there. Beef to the front door. That's how I showed delivery. showing the parallel of, you know, he was showing delivery on the streets. Never mind, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't worried about his delivery rapping, you know, showing the difference between him and John John. Everybody following my commands during a robbery, that's crowd control, fire. Fire, 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 fire. Geechi, man, Geechi be having them haymakers, man. Like, I don't know, but head held high in the courtroom, that stage presence, intricate shooter, I'm an intricate shooter. So if a round goes over your head, I'll make sure he caught it the second time. Dope, super dope. I love that. You know what I'm saying? People always talking about rounds going over the crowd's head, people not getting it. Madden, stop rapping, stop breathing. I can't recall that one. Sorry, guys. Come out of his shell. It took him a while talking about John John. Now all of a sudden John John here lately has had more of a he's been more vocal, more of an edge to him. You know what I'm saying? And so, with the come out of his shell, let's see how long it'll take a shell to come out of you. So flipping that, that's what Geechi was doing there, showing that parallel. Multiple choice scheme, mocking John John the Don. It was another domestic angle with that one. Just listed a bunch of different domestic violence related scenarios and things like that. Got to put my hands on a bitch. It's to bang it at you, meaning referencing the gun as a bitch in that regard. I'm saying that's the only time there would be any type of speculation of him being involved in some type of domestic situation. JJ in Florida, knew it was gonna be some good times when I found out at John JJ Florida Evans. Shout outs to Good Times, man. I grew up on watching Good Times, probably telling my age, but yeah, it was, old legendary show. So that's where that came from. Face open, my. I done gave Johnny Gills talking about cutting his face open. I kind of like that. He delivered it really dope. I'm definitely not doing the bar justice. Let's see here. Then he got a Cassidy voice. What the bullpen got going on here, and so yeah. So sorry, I don't recall. I'm kind of drawing a blank with that last bar. But okay, so that's Geechi's second round. Has some dope stuff, man. Has some dope stuff in there. So then John comes back. If I cap and put him on his back, let's see who's lying now. No cap. Telling himself for views. What would he do for freedom? Use a snitch. But he did it in a way it was supposed to be like use a bitch. But it was very cringy though. It was like John, that sounded kind of whack. White chocolate cracker handle, white people. Sorry guys. It's just a bar. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but that's where he was going with that. Because white chocolate is he's an N1 player and was an N1 player. I don't know if he's still doing it or whatever, but he was dope too and he had handles. Kaepernick don't stand for the flag. He just do it for the check. And this was all out of his homie got jumped angle, so he punched at the end with that. Let's see here. John Madden didn't intercept the ball. That's a user pick. Pick off or whatever when you intercept the ball. Jack off the chain. See how far that went. Once again, bar with the whole Gnome 9 and John and Jack Boy. They gonna keep punching on Jack Boy. I swear to goodness. I ain't gotta tell you to go get it. I got it, meaning I got it on me. Reference to once again another Gnome 9 related bar. Gripping blood. Understand it's time to call a truce. Crippin' blood. So something along the lines of I'll leave the Crip in blood understand it's time to call a truce. As if the Crips and Bloods, when Crips and Bloods come to an understanding. So that was dope. That was dope. But that's all I got. That's all I got. And I think that was just about every bar John had that was like, that was dope. So I think Geechi got that one. I think that was a little more clear. I think the first is still it's close because John's first round was really dope. Geechi opens up the third, opens up with a rebuttal addressing the scuffle with his homie getting jumped and why he wasn't there, but also the fact that he saw footage of the situation and apparently looks like his homie got the best of both of the individuals that he was involved in that physical altercation with. So that was dope. Kind of putting that out there. Put Los in the water. So Geechi then goes in, punches on, has some angles, some words for Loso, which is, that's a pretty easy and to be expected angle to take for John because Loso came from John's battle league. Shout outs to Bullpen, and he developed over there. But the problem is, while Loso looked really good over there, he came out URL. He had a good opening battle, which was basically technically a PG, but it wasn't a PG because it was still on a big card. I think it was Summer Madness, I think. Or was it? Don't quote me on that, but I think they were in Houston. But yeah, because he battled Scotty. But my thing is, with that, Loso's kind of slowed down a little bit. He lost to Chef Trez, clearly. And then he had a one-rounder with Briz Rothstein that was just, Briz did him filthy. I ain't gonna hold you. So Loso's looking shaky a little bit. So with that being said, Geechi takes that angle and says, basically, you put Los in the water before he was ready. You must be John the Baptist, because John the Baptist, baptizing. We've seen the He Got Game movie to us. Jesus was a shooter too, because Loso, doesn't. He's Christian based with his content and things like that. So he's taking that, flipping that angle. Tells a story of encouraging basically opposition. So I guess when he was younger, somebody pulled out on him, and he was like, "Yo," he told him, "Go ahead, do what you got to do." And dude didn't squeeze the trigger, so he takes that and punches with, and then he takes that and parallels it with the fact that John wouldn't let Jack Boy get the rounds out at Resolution. No. Yeah, it was Resolution. Yeah, it was Resolution. So, because John battled Twerk. So Jack came out. Twerk was gonna let Jack go for the third. Like Twerk rapped like a couple of bars, and then was just gonna he brought Jack Boy out, and John would let him get those rounds off. He stopped the battle. It was really petty. But yeah, so that's where that punch comes from. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been afraid to let an individual get his rounds off. Let's see here. Granny told me to raise him up. It was a parallel to it was a pant scheme and talking about raise him up. Because the elders kids be sagging, so he's like raise up your pants. But it was also a parallel to the fact referring to his gun. So it was a dope scheme. Family walk up, stun, realizing the body was stone cold. Dope stone cold bar, scheming and punching. Paul Bearer had to carry it was messed up because now we had to carry the kid like a surrogate. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wowzers. Pen to pad. We have different rap sheets. Because, he was drawing the parallel between John and his life. He's just putting the pen to pad. Well, Geechi was saying, look, I had moments and times in which the pen was my pad. So dope, showing parallels. Geechi will tear you up with the parallels, man. He can really do that as well as anybody. Real dudes feel like you making fun of us talking about John and the gun references, talking about he ain't never shot nobody. So real dudes, we feel like you making fun of us. I thought that was dope. Shot individuals when I didn't have to. Geechi be giving them tails. Pops them pops came to see us more growing up than our real dads. Put myself in the system. I put myself in the system like I created myself on the game, and so yeah, that was dope. Squeezed into the frame in the last minute like a photo bomb. So just another hey, them gun bars, man, crazy. Where you from? Took that little angle real quick. You from New York, Atlanta? Bow. Now you're in a vegetable state. That's dope. That's actually dope. Because at first I was like, wait a minute, it's the Garden State, but vegetable state isn't physically in a hospital. Vegetable state, dope. Still can get he takes the angle on John calling him corny, a nerd. You're the type that is waiting outside, trying to see if you can still get in. He said, I'm not going inside until I can. I'm not going in the club. I'm still trying to get my steal in. See if my steal can get in or something like that. Dope. And family don't. Then he had a Geechi just saying he closed the round out like, look, man, I need this rap-ish, man, because he didn't want to depend on anybody. He was just saying family don't. He ends it with family don't want to invest in you till you dead. Then all of a sudden it's GoFundMe. So yeah, man, dope round. Geechi got this one clearly. John had some good stuff, but his round was crazy short. So he came. John opens up, takes the angle of the fact that he doesn't just punch. Geechi's slogan is every fucking bar. John saying, look, he opens up the third with like, I don't just do that. So now it's time for Mr. Every fucking bar to meet Mr. Everything Else. Dope. That hit. Had a Minister Society scheme, as Geechi predicted. This 40 is once you get a look at this 40, I feel sorry for your mother. Minister Society scheme, that's how the movie, the opening scene, old dog being in there, and that triggered something, set that man off. He shoots the store owner, the man in that after he tells him that I feel sorry for your mother. So dope. Speaking on what your homie do, that makes you a witness. Had a Junior Mafia scheme. In Junior Mafia been looking like Little C's. Now you think you the big homie. Junior Mafia. Okay, cool. Verified. I got all these. I got all these cats in blue checked. So the blue check is like when your account is verified on Instagram and things like that. He makes the parallel between him and Geechi, how Geechi was brought into the set, grew up, gang banging. He's saying I blew up on, saying that gave him notoriety, and John just punched with the parallel of I blew up on my own. And it's still kind of a scheme with the whole blew up, Geechi Crips wearing blue. He had a Kawhi Leonard scheme, Clipper Lakers scheme that was super dope. That was fire. That was probably to me, that might have been the illest thing he said. I knew this would get under your skin, prick. This ain't a splinter, dope. I didn't bring anything for Geechi. Why is that? Because he's gonna have to earn them props. Just talking about how he brought he had a mirror for Hollow, he had the chain for Jack Boy. It's like he didn't bring nothing for him, so I thought that was cool. Then he had a bow, can save the flowers for your funeral. And then he had got the wave in my sight. Took time to address Surf. He's obsessed with battling Surf. He really wants to battle Surf really bad. I don't think it's gonna be anywhere close. I think Surf is a better writer. I think he's a better performer. I don't think John's just clever. So if you take him light, he's dangerous in that regard. You just gotta respect him. That's all. But I think he's very much beatable by a lot of the top cats. The top gunners. I don't think John doesn't look the same, but it's the reason John is still like, his name is one of those that you just can't laugh at, because all the new cats that get a chance, they get a chance to battle him because he doesn't have the same like star power status. They get smoked. They get smoked, because they still have a lot to learn. John knows all those tricks of the trade. Like, he's a very strategic dude. He's him, T Top, two of the most strategic, dudes in battle rap. I just think T Top punches better. But anyway, John can still do it though. He can do it. So anyway, man, that was it. That was it. And it was a much shorter round. So Gotti cleared 2-1, maybe 3-0 if you want to, if you're edging the first round to Gotti. But super dope battle overall. I think it has great replay value too. So yeah, man, that's what it is. And so I'm gonna keep you all in the loop. Sorry about this, but I just wanted to give you all a cool little breakdown of some things, man, and just because I really think, sometimes people don't give enough credit to the creativity of these battle rappers and what they're really doing and where some of these punches and some of these schemes are coming from. So just a little, insight, and so to speak. And so I hope everybody was, feeling that and everything. So where we go from here, man, I'll keep you all posted in the loop about the Born Legacy 7, the remainder of that card, and as those battles are posted to the app, we'll see how long it takes URL, because they got that one pretty fast. Now URL will do something like you won't see another battle until next week, but they're all supposed to be up this week, supposedly. We'll see. That was the whole purpose of not streaming it or whatever. So yeah, man, so that's it. I'm your man Kingpin Santiago. This was the recap on Born Legacy 7, John the Don versus Geechi Gotti. Is that battle rap? You better believe it is. And I still don't have a freaking slogan. I want to have a cool slogan and things. So, I don't know. I'll figure something out. But in the meanwhile, man, that's it. And I'll get at y'all soon, man. All right? One.